This could actually just cost further lives.
Well, Anthony Cox is a reader in clinical pharmacy and drug safety at the University of Birmingham. He joins us live here on the programme. Thank you very much indeed for your time. You tweeted earlier that you think these countries have taken action not in a rational way. Why is that?
Well, ever since we knew the vaccines were a possibility, the European regulator EMA and the UK regulator, the MHRA, have put in place safety plans for monitoring the safety of these vaccines. There's been a lot of thought about how we would monitor them, how we would look for safety signals, how we would communicate those to the public, and how we would confirm whether signals were real or not. And what we appear to be in now is a cascade of bad decisions outside of that process that was carefully prepared by the European Medicines Agency. And I feel that there's a failure to understand how the precautionary principle doesn't work in drug safety. For any new drug or new vaccine, there will be multiple signals that will appear in the data. And these have to be looked at and judged as to whether they are real or not. And even the people suspending the vaccine are saying there is no causal link between the vaccine and these blood clots.
But Anthony, the people suspending this vaccine are not politicians. These are specialists in this area. They're part of their national regulators in lots of different individual countries. They'll know all the points that you're making. So why do you think they're drawing a quite different conclusion?
Well, I think it's a misapplication of the precautionary principle. We have people dying across Europe, cases going up in many European states, a faltering vaccination programme with high levels of vaccine hesitancy already. And they are not looking at the downsides of the suspension. Once this suspension has happened, rebuilding public trust may be impossible. You can't put the cork back in the bottle once you've done this. It's sort of an irreversible decision that's being made. Even after EMA, if EMA make a decision to say the balance of benefits is still higher than the possible risks and harms of the vaccines, they will not be able to reverse that decision because the public trust will be lost.
But isn't there another side to this? We've had vaccines developed at a speed that we've never seen before. We've had trials conducted at a speed that we've never seen before. And we're now seeing a vaccine rollout on a scale that we've never seen before. Isn't it right that in amongst that understandable rush to address the pandemic, there are moments of caution as we understand what these vaccines are doing?
The existing vaccination safety monitoring plan that was in place by EMA and the MHRA, for example, were very carefully constructed. There are multiple ways to look for safety issues with these vaccines. The clinical trial still had over 20,000 people in the clinical trial for the AstraZeneca vaccine, nothing found of this nature. Yellow card system we have found nothing of this nature. The vaccines weren't rushed. Like anything, you can do things faster. That doesn't imply that there has been rushing. There's been very careful deliberation over the data for these vaccines. In terms of why these committees are making these decisions, committees can make wrong decisions. Once one makes that decision, that sort of poor decision making can cascade through several committees through different countries as there is a sort of pressure to do something. Why is this country making this decision and being careful, and why aren't we? And that can become a problem. We've seen in the past poor decision making by committees. I think the initial STIKO decision about restricting the AstraZeneca vaccine to the under 65s was a bad decision, which they've now reversed. So this does happen. And Europe has a medicines regulator that should be dealing with pharmacovigilance issues through the process that they put in place. And I feel it's a real shame that the European Medicines Agency plan for the vaccine safety is not being followed by these states.
Anthony, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on. That's Dr. Anthony Cox, live with us here on Outside Source. So there's this ongoing debate in Europe around the AstraZeneca vaccine.